Otherwise, only foundation. We are discussing density creation basically. Future creation and this basically we are discussing one of the topic that is India account. In India account, basically we are discussing one of the topic that is SBI account, Amazon and after 2 days basically the earthquake is going to happen. So that is the topic basically. But in reality, earthquake is not going to happen. Just taking as an example. Reason all earthquake basically are prefixed. How that only basically we are discussing. One person basically told that basically. Mumbai basically created 1 lakh project. And they have already created everything is done, lava also generated, assume that basically everything is done. The lava group told that basically we have written this and exactly this that thing is going to happen basically. They told that this project is going to generate 1 crore child. This project is going to generate this type of childs. This child basically are going to generate these all ideas which are basically dumped in the lava environment. You just imagine basically the computer which is basically currently you are watching basically you are basically doing the work. That is one idea basically which is dumped into the lava, which was dumped into the lava by long before basically. You will not able to believe this basically. The mathematics which you are basically studying in the colleges, in the schools, that was also dumped into the lava long before basically. Science, English. So language is also basically you can say. So one of the person told that what actually this 1 lakh project is going to display in front of the world in future basically. So they told that basically if you want you can count it basically. So they basically started counting the information. What was that? See basically they told that 1 crore childs and these types of child. Then basically they told that ideas in future basically which kind of ideas basically one of the person to the how basically idea gets activated. That is also very dangerous question basically. That is also very dangerous question. How why basically we that means our generation basically which we are basically currently having why computer basically activated just now only basically. There might be some question basically. This is actually question basically because the time machine is going and time machine is running basically in universe basically. So according to the time machine, the computer has activated, the software has activated in the human generation basically currently which basically we are having. So in next generation basically that is assume that it is my generation basically I have just taken as an example. My generation that ended by Mumbai city. So the people basically who is having basically they have done the marriage, everything basically has done their next generation basically. So their next generation basically what will be with next generation task. One person told that next generation basically they are going to which kind of task. In next generation sports will exist. In next generation Bollywood will exist. In next generation software company will exist. In next generation mall will exist. In next generation store will exist. In next generation this will exist, that will exist. Just taking as an example, basically. So that basically are dumped into the lava data basically. What is going to exist? You will not able to believe. Here basically generation is that okay. For example, one person told that, "भाई तेरा generation तो खत्म कर दिया भाई." That means your generation basically has ended by Mumbai. Sorry, by Indian nationality. Why? Because they are telling that basically this is already dumped into the lava. This is already dumped into the lava basically. They are telling them basically. Here basically I'm just taking as an example. Real basically my generation has not ended by Indian nationality. So here we are just taking as an example basically. That assume basically my generation has ended by Indian nationality. Just taking as an example, no, basically. Really my generation has not ended. So one of the person was there. Assume that basically Indian nationality ended Sunil Nair's generation. So there are basically around 38 crore Indian nationality, 38 crore Indian nationality in USA, 38 crore Indian nationality in UK, 38 crore Indian nationality in UAE, then 38 crore Indian nationality basically in Abu Dhabi, like this UAE, everything basically Italy, whatever each and every country basically. So is this basically anything going to affect by ending Sunil Nair generation? Anything is going to affect basically in this country basically. I'm talking about the country. Generation basically not taking here basically. The country land basically is going to get effect anything basically. If Sunil R. Nair basically generation ended by Indian nationality and Indian nationality, that is the 35 8 crore basically people staying in India in USA, 38 crore people basically staying in UK. Is the UK land is going to affect? Few people says the satellite group told that basically that will affect basically. And few people basically in Earth planet told that basically that will not get effect. So how basically that is? That is also a question. One person told that the next generation basically who are basically going to get birth and basically going to do task according to the task, the ideas are basically dumped into the environment. Currently basically human basically are doing what kind of task basically all tasks basically they are doing. So according to that the ideas basically has came. Mobile basically is there. This is one idea. The computer basically which you are basically running, which you are basically working, whatever task basically you are going to do. 900 crore population is there, so according to that basically the task basically has to be very fast. For that computer basically came into the picture. So this everything is done now basically. So one person told that from 1 crore project basically, what are the Mumbai, sorry, what is the basically Mumbai city going to generate basically? This is very dangerous topic basically. I'm telling you, it's most dangerous topic basically. Currently we are discussing because Earth planet, the Mumbai city has created future basically for Indian nationality. 1 lakh project basically they are doing. They are basically creating the future of 1 lakh nationality. Sorry, for the future of future of next generation. In next generation, basically Sunil R. Nair generation is ended by Indian nationality. Just taking as an example. So one person told that is it basically the what actually ongoing? Yeah, basically. Still basically confusing basically is ongoing. Basically. He one Sunil Arna basically told that 1 crore child is going to generate this type of child will be there. So this type of child means that means they are going to do tasks, whatever tasks. For example, the set of tasks basically are defined into the lava. According to that task, the child has generated. That is also one of the question. Basically, the birth basically which happens, that is according to what basically? That is according to the task which they are going to do. The ideas basically. Computer basically is one idea. That next generation basically is going to have which all ideas basically, because they are going to do this task. So according to this task only basically the idea basically exists. Next generation is going to do all tasks basically. Next generation is going to have which all human needs. which all human needs basically they are going to have, which all human needs going to have from 1 lakh projects. That is water, foods, petrol, oils, human nature, items that are trees, everything basically. Then power supply data. How basically the power supply data? Because this child basically which has got the birth, they are going to give the energy and that is going to convert to power supply only, no, basically. So see the power supply chain basically. One of the person told that world basically ended how many times? 102 times. So that basically chain where basically it has stored. Where basically the brain, where basically the chain has stored. That is basically inside our body basically, which has connected to the brain basically. Brain contains what basically? It contains 103 time, 102 time world ended data plus currently basically generation which is ongoing and all ideas and tasks basically which we are going to do, that everything basically it contains. So one of the person told that that's very dangerous thing basically, if that's why basically the universe group says that we have kept up to the level basically that within 1 second basically world will end. They are telling, they are basically kept up to the level basically that world will end within second also, but they will not do the world end. Why? Because 102 time world has ended. That is one power chain. So earth planet basically going to generate the power chain only. So that power chain basically they are not going to end so soon, but if they feels that basically it is going to affect to entire universe, then they will immediately end the entire universe within second. But that will not end so soon basically. They will check each and every conditions that the creation basically which has done this, that basically each and everything going to affect up to what level, and they only basically decides the energy basically which has created by the earth planet, which has dumped into the universe, where basically we have to dump that basically. So mostly basically world will never end. Why? If world will end basically, that would be whose mistake basically? That is also question basically. That is also question basically. So from 1 crore project basically, the companies basically are designing human needs. This is the human need basically, which is going to generate from that lava data. So one of the person told that this is the very dangerous topic basically which we are discussing. This is the most dangerous topic actually we are discussing. 1 lakh child going to generate. These all are the types of child. Ideas are going to generate. Next generation task basically what is they are going to do according to the that task basically the ideas basically gets connect. Because according to the idea the task are basically not going to connect. According to the task basically which they are doing, according to that task basically the energy gets generates, and according to the energy the idea gets connects to brain. So you can just imagine basically according what are the, one of the person told that in this world basically how many types of tasks basically are there. One person basically asked the question. One is hard work task, one is smart work task. Hard work means hard work task. Smart work means in smart work which is the computer task is also basically hard work task basically. Programming is there, management task is there. This all are basically comes into the hard work plus smart work both basically. So Earth planet has basically simplified basically the task basically. Whatever task basically which Earth planet is going to do, that task basically which they are going to do now basically, that is dumped into that lava basically. You will not able to believe that basically. So the one of the person told that who actually are responsible for this 1 lakh project basically. That is also a question basically. Who dumped this 1 lakh project? That this 1 lakh project basically the software company have to create. Sorry, the companies has to create. Company is going to create. Company is creating basically. That is basically whose hard work basically. Currently basically the around assume that 250 crore population basically are sorry 240 crore assume that basically or basically 230 crore. 230 crore population is basically of the child below 15 age or basically 15, 20 12 age basically. So there are 230 crore population of the child. So this 230 crore basically how they have generated, how current human generation basically connected to the 230 crore child, that basically is dumped into that lava basically, which the project basically the companies basically are doing. Company which the project basically are doing. So one of the person told that data science project basically are so important basically in the life basically of current generation that you will not able to believe it basically. This all data basically just now I talked basically that in future basically how many child is going to generate, how many ideas are going to connect, how many tasks basically the next generation is going to do according to the task basically which ideas basically are dumped into the lava, how the connection basically happens, then basically what are the human needs basically which this 1 lakh project basically is going to generate. 1 lakh project means 1 lakh project going to create and they are basically going to dump into the lava and many sectors. Here basically I'm taking just example of lava basically because that is the main source basically, because that is generating the ideas, that is generating the power supplies. So one of the person told that, "Ye kya yaar basically? What is this basically?" We actually never thought this basically. Scientist group know that the NASA group, ISRO group, they have designed the MBA brain, they have designed the computer brain, they have designed the doctor's brain, they have designed the engineer's brain, they have designed the hardware people brains, they have designed the construction brains, they have designed the architecture brain, they have designed the God people brain, they have designed it basically. So each and every task basically which the human is doing now basically that is designed by the set of NASA and ISRO groups basically. Previously, MBA was not there, no, basically. Somebody has designed it basically. MBA ideas basically are designed, books are designed, everything is designed, right? Some one person told that basically we want this all thing basically in this certificate. That's all basically. The scientist group basically started doing the R&Ds basically. They done the little bit. They basically done few manipulation and they basically drawn the boundary basically that this is the boundary of MBA group basically. So thinking basically is created basically by the scientist group that are the NASA and ISRO group basically. We will not able to believe that basically. And they are basically how basically they are getting the information because they know the power supply. They know the power supply which it's going to come. So according to that only they have designed them basically. They have designed in front of the world. One of the person told them who is controlling NASA, sorry, who is controlled by the NASA group basically. Or basically you can say who is controlling NASA and ISRO because it's in front of the world, NASA and ISRO. They are designing the planes. So one of the person told that it's very dangerous thing. Yeah, basically just now basically it's the topic which is ongoing. One person told that I will just take one simple example. You will not able to believe that basically. Assume that there are basically 2 crore MBA certificate person. In this, basically students are also there and professional group are also there. So suddenly, basically, somebody told that yeah, basically, potato demand basically has increased, but supply has not increased. Supply जो है, supply means supply chain basically, demand and supply. That basically is the economics topic basically. He told that yeah, demand basically is increasing of potato, but supply basically is not increasing. Then this basically was one question basically which was asked by political people basically. It basically connected to this. Then basically it raised to NASA and ISRO group basically. They told that basically how that is possible here basically, because there are 2 crore people basically. They are basically not doing the processing basically. Processing means they are not doing their task, which is defined by the companies and books. Students are doing the task of books, na basically. They are reading the books. So that basically they are not doing. Then they told me basically that basically need to check basically if they are doing, then basically why the data basically is not getting generated, and why the demand and supply basically chain is not getting matched basically, because NASA group says that basically we have designed this data according to that basically the demand and supply basically chain basically is having balancing basically. So you can just imagine basically what up to the level basically the task NASA and ISRO groups are basically doing. NASA basically that means in USA, and ISRO basically that are basically in Bangalore basically, where I visited and basically I not got the job. So one of the person told that they are basically doing up to that level basically task. We will not able to believe that basically. So one of the person told that what is this here basically? Demand and supply basically is connecting to MBA degrees. 2 crore people basically got the MBA degree. After that degree, basically they have done this study, this study. After that, basically they have got the job. They basically are doing job, doing job, doing job. Few people basically jumped into their own business. Like this, basically they are doing basically. Then why the data basically is not generating in the environment basically? So you can just imagine basically how dangerous the human energies are. How dangerous the human energies are basically. You will not able to believe that basically. I'm telling you. So one of the person told that that is a very dangerous thing basically. Sunil basically you discussed here. Basically. These all basically are very dangerous projects basically, which need to come into the data science group basically, in front of the data science group basically. You actually created the data science, that how many child is going to generate, how many ideas are going to generate. These all are basically the Mumbai city is creating basically. They are creating that in future basically 1 crore child is going to generate from this lava data, and this lava data is going to connect it, going to convert. Sorry, this lava data basically is going to generate power supply for 2 lakh projects, and 2 lakh projects basically in future basically they are going to do, and according to that basically everything basically they are going to generate 1 lakh child, sorry 1 crore child basically. According to the task, according to the each and every stuff basically they generate the idea basically, keeps on generating idea, keeps on generating ideas, because this everything is dumped into the lava data basically, that is the tectonic plates also you can see. So from 1 lakh project basically Mumbai is generating future data basically, will not able to believe it basically. One person told that Sunil your generation basically is ended. So is it basically going to affect to the rest of countries basically? Because Indian nationality has ended your generation. So is it basically the whole across the world basically the total Indian nationality are basically saying, for example 38 crore in India, 38 crore in USA, 38 crore in Europe, 38 crore in Italy, 38 crore in UAE. So is it basically this land is going to affect human basically? If they will affect basically, there nothing basically is going to happen. Why? Because antibiotic is already created. But if land is the land is going to affect, then few people told that it might be possible and it might not be possible. Few people tells that basically if we will remove Sunil Nair energy from everywhere basically, then basically anything is going to fail. Up to that level, basically people think basically. Because ego says that basically we have to think up to what level basically. That is also idea basically. By ending Sunilar Nair generation, task is what? End Sunilar Nair generation. In that basically they connects to many ideas. This idea, those ideas, this idea, this idea, this idea, this idea. And that idea is coming from where basically? From land basically. Assume that basically Mumbai is connected with many countries. That countries basically are giving the power supply to India from land basically. So the land and they basically do the process and again basically they pass the data to other countries also basically. Why? Because 1 lakh project basically which has created that is going to generate human needs and the human needs will is basically potato, tomato, vegetables, fruits, everything basically is going to eaten by the other countries. And that country is basically going to get the power supply from India. So the land is going to affect basically. Just taking as an example, basically, really basically my generation has not ended. Just taking it as an example up to this level, the universe group basically think. But universe group says that basically we have given every thinking to the NASA group basically. NASA and ISRO group. Let you think basically. We have thought lot of things basically. We have think basically. We basically thought lots of things basically. Now you also think basically. So whatever task basically Earth planet currently is doing, that all tasks basically are experimented in universe. That is in satellite basically. After that only it has reached to Earth planet. So the NASA ISRO task basically they are doing that task is first done by the satellites and ISRO group, the satellite and the universe group basically. After that he said it has reached to our planet. So one of the person told that we basically never thought up to that level. So one of the person told that these all are basically the projects basically of the future basically. So one person told that 1 lakh projects is there basically, right? So how the projects are designed here basically that is also question basically. Here basically we told that basically from 1 lakh projects the future human needs are going to create 1 crore child is going to generate ideas basically. So which project is generating is going to generate 1 crore child for the future basically? Which is that project basically? Can you please? One of the person told that. Can you please tell me basically that 1 crore child is going to generate? That basically is generating from which all projects basically? There are 1 lakh project basically which is ongoing basically in Mumbai. In Mumbai basically 1 lakh project is ongoing, and from that 1 lakh project basically you told that basically 1 crore child is going to generate. That is a future basically which has created by Mumbai city and sorry Indian nationality, and they are telling that basically Sunil R Nair generation basically has ended. So what actually ended now? So one of the person told that 1 crore child is going to generate is generated is basically going to generate by which project basically, because the people who are doing the project, the company owners basically, they know that basically which project actually they are doing basically, because they are connected with the nuclear power companies and energy company basically, and they are basic. For example, this is the nuclear power company, that means the child is the output of that particular project. If that nuclear power company is connected, that means vegetable is the output project of from this project. So you can just imagine basically. 1 crore child is going to generate from that particular project. That is 1 lakh project which is ongoing in Mumbai land. That is connected up to what level? So one of the person told that Bollywood group basically are telling that basically every we have displayed everything basically, and they are, I'm telling you basically, they are very intelligent group basically. So they have designed everything basically, this whole thing basically. Lava, the most important topic basically, they have designed this basically because it's a very big level task basically for the Bollywood group basically. Started, if they start, so one of the person told that if anybody will watch this video, so who are basically going to watch first, he is going to do the copyright mark basically, that we have started this task, so that will be his property, that will be his property. That is the lava generation display purpose in front of the world, that this project is generating this whole thing basically. This project is going to generate 1 crore child basically, and that 1 crore child basically are going to generate this whole ideas and this whole task basically they are going to do. This type of child is going to generate that all thing basically, they have displayed basically in front of the world. Then one of the person told that is a future task here basically, but we are going to get anything basically money. That is also question basically, because that is an investment basically. That is also question. So here basically lots of people says that they get some lots of things, the current business basically they are going to do and doing basically, they gets the business basically, because to get the business also basically nowadays basically it's very tough now basically. The business development group basically, they keeps on doing hard work, but they are getting the business basically. This each and everything basically they are doing. So one of the person told that how dangerous task basically the current Earth planet people basically are doing. So one of the person told that what is this here everything basically. You are telling that basically from 1 lakh project basically which Mumbai city is doing. Sorry, not Mumbai. Indian nationality are doing. Sorry, Indian nationality groups basically are doing. They are generating 1 crore projects basically. Up to this level basically the Indian nationality has reached. One of the person told that also. Because here we are not talking about Mumbai. We are not talking about India. We are talking about Indian nationality now. It has connected to like this basically. So another person told that 1 crore child होने वाला है. So currently basically the child is having basically the birth basically is happening, going to happen. Up to what level things are basically connected. So in next video basically we are going to see that topic.